Let's be honest. If you think that you need to wait until the third, fourth, or even fifth date to have sex, you are the victim of misinformation or manipulation. You've probably been told that women don't want to have sex, that we're waiting for some emotional connection first. The truth is, we do want to have sex. We just don't want to have it with someone who bores the hell out of us. And that's what most of you are doing when your dates feel like interviews. Predictable, polite, and completely forgettable. If she's beautiful, she's been on a date like this 20 times this month alone. So let's fix that. Let's make your first dates exciting. The kind of dates that will make her want to see you again, and yes, invite you upstairs. I'm Dr. Emma Blake, your trusted men's health advisor. Here's what we're covering today. First, why breaking the pattern is what separates memorable dates from forgettable ones, and the 2 specific ways to do it. Then, why you can't treat all women the same, and how to read what will actually impress her versus bore her. And finally, the physical contact strategy that creates chemistry without being creepy, because most guys either don't touch at all or do it wrong. Most men think the solution is picking the perfect restaurant or saying the perfect things, but that's exactly why their dates end with, "Let's stay in touch." Hit that subscribe button because what we're covering today is based on female psychology and what actually creates attraction on first dates. If you want her excited on your first date, you need to break the pattern. Most women are stuck in the same loop, same bar, same restaurant, same conversation. You need to wake her the hell up. You can do it 2 ways, go big or go opposite. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Go big. Invite her to a place where she normally wouldn't have access to. Maybe it's a hidden rooftop bar or concert or even a helicopter ride. You need to think, wow. Dress sharp, bring flowers, and make sure this date feels like a movie scene. Or go opposite. Do something absolutely unexpected. For example, I once went on a date with this guy and he knew that I'd been used to luxury. 5 stars, glitz and glam, whatever. So he took me to a car wash. Yeah, a car wash. And while we were sitting there watching the water and foam, talking, flirting, smiling, it somehow turned out to be the hottest makeout session of my life. And then he drove me to a beautiful scenic spot, pulled out a basket with a little picnic prepared, and we were drinking wine and eating, watching the sunset. That was just magical, and it cost him almost nothing. To do something like this, you don't need money. You need imagination and confidence. And here's what most men don't do. They don't read the woman. You can't treat all women the same. For example, for a small town girl, you take her out for a nice dinner at a luxury place, and she's already impressed. But what if she's seen everything already? Then, having the same dinner at the same luxury place for her is just boring. But wait, there's something else happening here that most men completely miss. Ask yourself, what's her normal? And then you either go one way above it or completely flip it upside down. That's how you surprise her, and that's how you really make an impression. You want to know where 90% of guys mess it up? I'll tell you, it's physical contact. You're afraid of looking like a creep, so you don't touch her at all. And you sit there all stiff, overthinking everything, waiting for some magical green light from her, which never comes. And she feels it. And when you act scared, she knows you don't have it. Keep this in mind because it connects directly to what creates actual chemistry. Here's what to do instead. Touch her early, naturally, and intentionally. For example, you're talking about something and then you grab her hand and start teasing her about her nails or her rings, maybe her watch, something. Then, when you're laughing together, casually brush her arm. If you see that a piece of her hair went wild, just fix it like you've always done it. Like, that's the most natural thing to do for you. If she's smiling, then touch her knee for a second and then pull back and keep watching her reaction. Not like you're waiting for permission or something, just naturally. If she's not okay, you'll see it immediately, believe me. Because if you do it right, it stops being about her giving you the green light. It's about you setting the tone. You're pretty much telling her, okay, this is my speed. Can you keep up? There's this perfect moment in the Pam and Tommy TV show when Tommy Lee meets Pamela Anderson for the first time. And he's just so turned on and excited to meet her that he licks her face. Yeah, and she's all like, wow, what just happened? She's stunned for a second, and then she does the same, and it's just such a vibe check. They're happy, they're laughing, they're flirting, they're obviously crazy about each other. That's what's happening when the man sets the tone. But here's the thing most men don't realize about setting the tone. Me telling you this doesn't mean that you have to run around licking strangers. Yeah, please don't do that. But what it means is that you don't have to wait for her to give you permission to be who you are, to be a man. The question shouldn't be, will she let me? The question is, am I cool enough for her to want to match me? And that's what gets her excited. Not what restaurant you picked, but that moment when you were alive and made her feel alive too. Here's the bottom line. Making a first date exciting isn't about tricks. It's about showing her that you've got something most men don't, confidence and the willingness to take a risk. Most guys never do that. That's why their dates end up with, let's stay in touch. Stop overthinking. Stop waiting. Start acting like a man she hopes you are. Try this approach on your next first date. Break her pattern by going big or going opposite. Read her normal and either exceed it or flip it completely. Touch her early, naturally, and intentionally. Hand, arm, hair, knee. Watch how she lights up when you stop being predictable. That's when you know it's working. If this completely changed how you think about first dates, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the most creative first date you've ever planned or been on? I read every single one. Thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep taking care of yourself.